DEF CON was amazing. I'm Allie Diamond, and this is ThreatWire. At this rate, it's not a surprise to see another AI helper be vulnerable to prompt injection attacks. The latest is a hijack of Google Gemini, their LLM assistant for Android, Google Web Services, and workspace apps. The team at SafeBreach shared new research demonstrating a series of zero interaction and minimal interaction style prompt injection attacks taking advantage of the Gemini assistant for Google Calendar. The research demonstrated 8 new attack techniques, each one escalating in its seriousness. The first, spamming, uses the idea of jailbreak role-playing or using cleverly crafted tags and prompts. By including these messages and prompts in a GCal invite, they're able to add new context and instructions to how Gemini reacts when interacting with the invitation. The series of attack techniques they use tend to build off the previously used ones or combining them. For example, indirect prompt injection can cause the Gemini agent to later act by hiding the known prompts in the chat window, adding it to the active context of the chat, and then cause Gemini to activate other AI agents. The research culminates with using Gmail to cause Gemini to assemble information from a victim's inbox into a well-crafted URL that will share info when accessed by the victim. Google has responded in kind, acknowledging the research as valid and that they are working to mitigate the findings of the paper. In research presented at Black Hat USA 2025, it was found that phishing training had a negligible effect on preventing falling for phishing attacks. The researchers had a study size of over 19,000 people, all of which were actively working employees at the time of research. The employees did receive regular security training, and over the length of the 8-month study, they deployed 10 phishing campaigns. It was found that there was an average improvement rate of 1.7% for falling for phishing scams. They did use a variety of different phishing attempts, for example, talking about vacation time changes, benefits, etc. Each kind of attempt did have a different success rate, but overall they found that over 50% of the participants failed at least one of the phishing attempts. They additionally found that in practice, many employees ignored phishing training to the point where the researchers were not able to capture the page dwell time of the phishing training because it was closed so quickly. Combined with the bulk of empirical evidence from other studies involving real-world controlled experiments, our results suggest that organizations should not expect large anti-phishing benefits from either annual security awareness training or embedded phishing as commonly deployed today. So, what happens next? The study did focus on certain common phishing training services. This should be a reflection of the effectiveness of the phishing training that employers are using. As a heads up for Microsoft 365 admins, Microsoft is pushing updates to its file access protocol settings. Settings will be updated to block front page remote procedure calls, or FPRPC, from default. In addition, admins will now have the ability to disable FTP and HTTP file opens. These will continue to be allowed by default. The changes are being rolled out, having started in July of 2025 via M365 version 2508, and is expected to be completely rolled out by the end of August 2025. If you need to continue to use FPRPC, you will have to go update those settings in the Trust Center. There is a major data breach happening, and it appears to be affecting every big company. Google first reported on this data breach and attempted attacks in early June, crediting the attacks to UNC 6040. The attackers call or email victim employees and convince them to share credentials or grant access to programs via social engineering and voice phishing. This current campaign specifically focused on getting access to an organization's Salesforce portal by having the victim install a malicious app into their Salesforce instance. The app is a modified version of the Salesforce data loader, which gives high level of access to the attackers. The group is believed to be the threat actor Shiny Hunters. As a reminder, Shiny Hunters was the same group behind last summer's major attacks on Snowflake. These attacks caused major data breaches for major companies same time last year. We are now seeing the fruits of the attackers' labor, with several large companies announcing data breaches over the past few months. These companies include LVMH, Chanel, Adidas, Qantas, Workday, and more. Even Google has come out and announced that they were even affected by this attack, with one of their Salesforce instances having been attacked by shiny hunters, meaning that Google had a data breach as well. If you use Salesforce, please be sure to check ASAP if you have this malicious sideloaded app installed on your instance. Thank you so much for watching ThreatWire for the week of August 18th, 2025. If you want to support this show, please head over to patreon.com/ThreatWire. It was so amazing to meet so many of you at DEF CON this year. I really appreciate those who came up to me to say hi. It really made my day. I also loved hearing about how you enjoy watching ThreatWire. There was this one dad who came up to me and told me how he watched ThreatWire weekly with his kids to teach them technology and cybersecurity, and that they're currently building a framework computer together. If that's you, hi! I hope you're having a great week. In addition, by the way, Hak5 has released a new product, the Wi-Fi Pineapple Beeper, and we're super excited for this launch. They're currently in pre-order now, so be sure to check it out on the hak5.org website. I'll be publishing my DEF CON vlog soon, but in the meantime, if you want to find me online, you can find me everywhere at Ending with Allie. As per usual, good luck, have fun, and don't get caught.